Welcome, Survivor! Today we take a look at the recently released early access game Jaws of Extinction. As with many of my favorite games, it's a sort of a zombie horror infected survival crafting building horde game that I love. It's just hitting early access, and a big thanks to the developer for providing me with this review key to try the game out. What first struck me loading in was that it's really smooth and has great music. I like the overall look, which is very polished for an early access game, which gave a good vibe, which is really important. It is of course early in the cycle, so expect a lot of updates and a lot of changes. Currently it has single player, but co-op and multiplayer is being worked on, and from the team I have been informed they're trying their hardest to get 2-player co-op in very soon, and I expect to be streaming it when that happens. Multiplayer will come as well, with dedicated servers that you can play on with your friends. But let's dive into the game. You initially start by choosing a character out of many, and some unlock as you play, but there's a basic story to go through as well. I do like the approach of starting the story in a safe zone, not one where you crash land and you're left out to fend for yourself and all of that, but it gives you a stable base to proceed from, which I think makes it more relaxed, at least for a new player. There are plenty of dangers outside though. Graphics look good. There are player outfits, plenty to explore. Starting quests do help get you situated, teaching you some of the basics while leading you through the world. I did notice some graphical stutters as you turn or move around, but with so much built up in the city, that's not surprising. It's just one part of the optimization that they have to do as they get further along. I'm not going to spoil the story, but after a while you do exit this safe compound, and this is where you will likely spend most of your time. While you can loot in town, safe zones give you a negative impact on the relationship with the place, and I suspect you'll probably get kicked out if you do too much of stealing. So probably just better go outside and loot. A really cool function is their Disturbance Meter. As you make sounds, it goes up along several stages, and when it hits the third stage, it starts to spawn infected all around you for a few minutes until you hide or get away through a safe zone. This can happen fairly easily if you're not careful. Startling birds or running around near infected will make the meter go up. Now in the distance you see a group of infected. If you keep far away, nothing happens. But if you start attacking and fail to kill, you might get them to notice you. Well, like there. I think he heard or saw me. So you get that usual question mark that someone is sensing something. But let's give that headshot, which seems to be an effective way of killing them, at least quietly. Any survival game needs building. We need base building, and you can actually start building fairly easily. You need a building tool, and of course you need the resources to start putting things down. It seems to be a very modular system where you put down these square cubes and then you upgrade the different sides with the flooring or the sides into walls or to stairs, doorways, and so on the fly. It's actually quite neat, and it does away with a lot of that complicated crafting of building pieces. Oh, and speaking of outfits, of course, here's a Vedui 42 t-shirt that developers made for me. Thank you very much. I will be giving out some keys for that later on, so stay tuned for future videos and streams if you have the game. But in either case, I was able to pretty easily make a small building, selecting walls to build them up, doorway, windows, and putting a stair up to the second level. Of course, again, you do need to gather resources for this. A really cool aspect is that you can actually lower and raise the whole building in one go if you find that it's clipping into the ground as you're expanding it. I have never seen that done before, but it's surprisingly helpful. Much better than in games where you had to tear it all down and rebuild, which is so annoying. Here you select the building, raise it up, bam, done. No more clipping into the terrain. I am looking forward to building more and seeing what do we get traps and all that. There's a lot of things to do. There's the map to explore, and from the screenshots we're teased of vehicles, boats, and you can definitely swim properly, which is something I wish other games had done a lot better as well. I mean, imagine 7 days that I was swimming. But I even found a screenshot of a wreck, and yep, that's a shark. I ain't going there, but look at that, wearing a scuba diving gear. I want one of those. Combat seems alright, though I've mostly avoided it due to lack of weapons. You can obviously get guns and rifles and everything, and doing that is probably better than just going melee. Look at me taking on this swarm, and well, it didn't go that well. That's alright. Respawning is part of any survival, and you end up back in the safe zone, and then you have to go and grab your things. If this game looks interesting, go have a look on Steam, wishlist, buy it, and stay tuned for more videos and streams.
Special thanks to the great patrons supporting the channel. If you would like to join the Vedui community and support these videos, do follow the Patreon link.